Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Alhamdulillahirabbil alamin. Wassalatu wassalamu ala sayyidina Muhammadin nabiyil ummi wa ala alihi wa sahbihi ajma'in. Subhanaka la ilma lana illa ma 'allamtana innaka antal alimul hakim. Rabbi shrah li sadri wa yassir li amri wahlul 'uqdatam min lisani yafqahu qawli. Imam Bilal dan para jemaah, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. So saya bagi this talk ni dalam bahasa Inggeris, okay ya, insyaAllah. Oh yeah, okay. This topic ni, cryptocurrencies from Islamic perspective ni, because it is now become popular because of a lot of issues on cryptocurrency now. Ada yang di Korea, ada yang di Jepun. The crash, in other words, people have lost a lot of money in cryptocurrencies. I have been writing a lot on gold dinar, the importance of gold dinar in the Islamic monetary system. That is what has been talking for the last 20 years. Tapi inshallah, I think I will not stop lah, because I think it's very, very important. Very important we go back to the original, the monetary system, Islamic monetary system. So I will try to tell why it is important. Lepas tu, I will talk on cryptocurrency, specifically on cryptocurrency. You see, since 1860, the monetary system in Malaysia has been fiat money, paper money. So before 1860, so Muslims and people here use gold coin, silver coin as money. Perkataan ringgit is actually the name of a silver coin. Perkataan ringgit tu ya, silver coin. So before the banking system started, so the Muslims were controlling the economy of this country. Muslims were controlling the economy. The Arabs side Al-Attas, side Al-Junaid dan sebagainya, they were traders, international traders. The locals were controlling the local economy. But in 1860, when banking was introduced by the British, when the settlement, the state settlement was established, so paper money was issued. Paper money. Jadi dia cetak je duit, dia ada kuasa beli lagi. Cetak duit tu ada kuasa beli. So you cannot beat the system. Jadi pedagang-pedagang Islam dan masyarakat Melayu juga lah banyak actually rugi. If you go back to history, selama 100 tahun, actually the Malay community and the Muslim community were financially excluded. When the Malay community and Muslim community became financially included, lebih kurang tahun 1970-an, when bank post office savings account was converted to Bank Simpanan Nasional. That's when actually the Malays and Muslims really had the banking account. Sebelum tu, if you are a teacher, like macam kita ni, a teacher or government officer, you will actually go and queue up in the post office and they pay you the salary dalam cash saja, because tak ada account. So 100 tahun there was a financial exclusion. So that's why if you look out into the economic ownership, 90% of the assets are already gone. Jadi kita tak faham kenapa benda ni boleh berlaku. It is actually related to paper money. Who creates paper money? It's actually, you gain a lot of advantage. Alright, that is the game. And now globally, the paper money system is devastating the global economy. America is collapsing. Even Europe, you notice Europe and Japan, population is shrinking. Masyarakat, jumlah penduduk dia semakin menjadi kecil. Why? If you go back and see why, sebenarnya sebab kewujudan riba dalam sistem ni. Perkataan riba ni. Even Lee Kuan Yew sebelum dia meninggal dunia, dia tulis dalam buku dia, masalah yang pertama untuk Singapura adalah kerana masyarakat dia semakin menjadi kecil. Dia pun tak tahu. He said, I've tried all kinds of method but I could not solve it yet. Semua masalah dia boleh solve except the shrinking population. So Eropah, Jepun semuanya sangat tengah ini. Jadi kalau kita pun continue like this in this system, jumlah penduduk kita pun akan menguncup juga, will become small. Later I'll tell you why. And also the global economy and ecosystem is not unsustainable, and people have traced it back also to kerana sistem riba ni. So monetarists are saying the way to reverse it back and save this world from collapse is actually to address the monetary money, the system, the monetary system. The missing link to sustainability, it is the monetary system. And bila we go back to the Quran, Allah SWT reveal after 23 tahun, Allah SWT turunkan ayat-ayat Quran dalam bermacam-macam isu kan. Tapi ayat yang terakhir adalah dalam isu riba ni. It's mentioned in the Sahih Al-Bukhari from Ibn Abbas. The last verse to be revealed is on riba. Dan juga ayat yang akhir tu, Allah SWT threaten the believers, bukan orang bukan Islam, threaten the believers with war, with Allah and Rasul akan memerangi kamu sekiranya kita indulge in this ribawi system. But even though it's so strong is the threat from Allah and Allah SWT, we rarely hear about riba. Even in khutbah-khutbah Jumaat pun rarely we touch on the issue of riba ini. When it is the most, we Muslims ni kita actually we have gone down after the collapse of the Ottoman Caliphate. Kalau kita go back and see, it is because of the issue of riba. It is everywhere. Even the English and others, before they gave us independence, they made sure the system kewangan is actually based on riba. Then they kata, okay, it's now it's for independence for you. Jadi kita ingat kita dapat kemerdekaan, tapi sebenarnya bukan. So you have to understand what is the issue of riba. So the importance, kalau we look at the Sharia principles, the Sharia principles of muamalat, zakat, hudud, mahar dan sebagainya, all are based on gold and silver as the standard. Ada hikmah behind. That is what I've been long time for the 20 tahun I am talking about this. Tapi I will continue berapa lama kita dalam mind. But this is where the solution and reversal lies for us. The reversal for Muslim to rise back to this thing lies in addressing this, in my opinion. It is actually the issue of riba, the monetary system. But anyway, today topic hari ini adalah actually is on cryptocurrencies. Apa dia cryptocurrencies daripada ini? So what I will do is I will explain roughly what is a cryptocurrency. Cryptocurrency. Then we look at sifat-sifat kewangan, apakah ciri-ciri wang dalam Islam. We look at it, lepas kita compare. Then at least we learn, get inshallah, we hope we get something from this presentation, inshallah. So it's all about, actually it's a new technology in IT. It's called blockchain. Cryptocurrency is based on a technology called blockchain. It's a very interesting technology. I'll explain to you, but because it's going to change a lot of things that what we're going to do in our life. This system blockchain. So it is actually disrupting many industries, not only the financial system and banking system. Many industries are being disrupted by this new technology. So I'll give a brief description then of the technology, taking one example. One of the cryptocurrency yang paling popular is called Bitcoin. Semua orang tahu kan Bitcoin. So I'll just explain how the Bitcoin system works. Then we can see, maybe you'll understand the blockchain, blockchain system. Let's say this is not clear. There's one person on the left hand side, dekat sini the left hand side. Dia nak beli katakan satu iPhone from this person. Nama seller dia, namanya Mimi lah. They have this blockchain account. Dia ada account number dia. This person pun got account. So dia nak beli one iPhone katakan. So she will send a message to this person. Please send an iPhone to say number 2 Jalan Mutiara Gombak. Then dia pula say the price of one iPhone ni 0.1 Bitcoin. Sekarang ni satu Bitcoin harga dia lebih kurang 11 hingga 12 ribu dolar satu. Dolar Amerika. Jadi kalau ringgit lebih kurang 48 ribu ringgit satu Bitcoin. Pada tahun 2012 dia kurang dari $1. Dalam berapa tahun aja harga dia sudah melambung naik macam ni. Ya. Jadi katakan satu iPhone ni adalah 0.1 Bitcoin, yeah. So what she will do is, she will send this message to the entire blockchain network. Siapa-siapa yang ada dalam blockchain ni, everyone will know that she is actually wanting to buy this item from this person. So broadcast into the system. They broadcast into the system that she wants to the transfer of fund. This is the sender, transfer to whom, berapa banyak. Then she has one digital signature. This digital signature ini, she will create using what we call a private key. Dia ada private key dia. So from the private key, it will create one digital signature, very unique to dia sahaja. Only she can create this digital signature. So people from outside, this digital signature, and also from this, we call this private key lah, private key. From the private key, she will create this digital signature, and also from the private key, she will create a public key. Public key ni adalah orang yang dalam network ni, they can see the system yang she is allowing them to see. So create one system, one like password, pass it to you all. Katakan all of us are in a blockchain system. So you can look at it. Oh, okay, Prof Kameel ni ada so much of Bitcoin. Dia nak beli this iPhone. Jadi semua orang boleh tahu berapa banyak I have and what I want to buy, kepada siapa saya nak bayar. So the entire system will know. So this system ni, there is not residing in one computer or one system like that. It is in everybody's computer. It's everybody's computer. The information is kept. So it is called distributed ledger. Dia bukan centralized. It is peer-to-peer, it is all... jadi kalau komputer saya rosak, no problem. Thousands of other computers will have the information. It's like that. So, she will send the message, and a lot of people listening, ramai akan nampak, ramai akan nampak ni. And these people will verify the transaction. Ribuan, users, ribuan, thousands of users will verify the transaction. Yes, this is correct. Okay, Prof Kameel ni ada Bitcoin dia nak beli, okay, to this person. Once they verify, then only the system will allow the transaction to take place. So not one person checking, bukan dua orang, ribuan orang akan check. Okay, there's a checking going on, yeah. So once it is checked, you see, once you this thing, we call, when you ask for the transaction, it's unverified. Then thousands of people will check the transaction, and then it's verified transaction. Once it's verified, dia akan masukkan dalam what we call a block. Setiap 10 minit, thousands of transaction taking place throughout the world. Setiap 10 minit, dia jadikan dia satu block macam ni. Setiap 10 minit. So everything is chronologically ordered. Every transaction ni chronologically ordered. Lepas tu dia akan put in one block. Then those people who were checking the accounts, transaction, the system will allow them to lock the blockchain. Dia akan cari satu key and to lock it. So it's called cryptography. Cryptography is a very secure system. It's very difficult to break the code. Very difficult. So the system will, if any of the people who are checking dapat lock tu, the system will reward them with Bitcoin. So there's a reward system. So you deliver some service to the system will reward with Bitcoin. Jadi tak ada orang yang managing the thing. No particular company or somebody managing. It is actually peer-to-peer, thousands of people managing the thing of trust. So when you do the service, the system itself actually rewards the users, the checkers. The checkers ni nama dia orang miners lah. It's called mining. The system of checking and getting the Bitcoin ni is called mining. So miners will get rewarded with Bitcoin, and all the transactions approved will be actually stacked and then locked. And there's a time frame. This is this minute, this is for this minute, this is for this minute, like that. And then they can lock it through all the cryptography. That's how the system will. So for example, let's say setengah jam dah berlalu, katakan setengah jam sudah ada, katakan ada 6 block. So if I want to go to block yang pertama, I want to make some changes, it is very difficult because I must pass through 6 blocks of cryptographic keys, So it's very difficult to move and then make any changes. So this is the interesting part of the blockchain. So if you look, it will look like this. This one for just to dia akan susun semua transaksinya, dia akan susun dalam 10 minit tu in according to chronological order. Lepas tu dia akan lock the whole thing, the block using some this cryptography system ni. So once it's locked, this will be one. This is one block. This is one block. This is one block. Like that, dia akan sambung like that. So this is actually in IT. It is a innovation. In IT, it is actually an innovation, and it's going to disrupt the global system a lot. I will tell what it's going to do, inshallah, in the future. So because of that, transactions stored in blockchain are irreversible. Dia tidak boleh ditukar. Once it is put into the block, nobody can go and alter the things. So difficult. It's very, very difficult. So the blockchain's irreversibility is considered to be an innovation and a significant contribution to the field of computer science. This method. So let's say it's all blocking. It's arranging all the blocks. Now you are in block 91 katakan. This is block 91. Somebody wants to go and change information in block 74. Dia kena lalu all the 15 blocks. To just get into one block is very difficult. So you have to pass through 15 blocks is almost impossible. You see? So that is how the blockchain works. So what this blockchain has done is that in science, it has reduced uncertainty among non-trusting agents. That means kita, we don't, in business, let's say for example, I want to export something to Afghanistan katakan. Dari Malaysia and I export katakan minyak kelapa sawit to Afghanistan. So my issue is this. First, I don't know the buyer. Kalau saya hantar barang ni, dia akan bayar tak? That's number one. Right? Number one. Tapi untuk dia pula, dia punya risk is whether I will send the right minyak kelapa sawit or not. Mungkin kualiti yang I hantar ni low ke, itu dia punya risk, dia takut. And then if let's say he received the minyak kelapa sawit yang kualiti rendah katakan, boleh tak dia tukar, boleh tak dia hantar balik, can he compensated? These are the risks involved in the normal international trade. So this risk is mitigated using letter of LC, letter of credit dalam banking ni. Jadi kita pakai bank jadi pengantara ni in the international trade. So no more it is your own risk. So it is a risk between banking system. Kita pakai LC, jadi dua-dua peniaga ni, they have to pay money to the banking system and solve this issue. Tapi in blockchain, it solves all this problem together. All peer-to-peer aja. Jadi tak payah pengantara, tak payah bank in doing it. So when you want to do international trade, even the banking system is non-need already. This is what blockchain is doing. Jadi, if you say what's a blockchain, if I may summarize, blockchain is a decentralized database that stores a registry of asset. Asset ni boleh jadi apa-apa pun, not necessarily wang aja. Asset and history of transactions across a peer-to-peer network. That is a definisi lah. On every computer in the network. This is what blockchain is doing. What blockchain is doing, it is a decentralized database. Dia bukan centralized. So if you say blockchain can record not only money, bukan saja wang, like Bitcoin, tapi many other kinds like ownership of asset, katakan tanah, rumah dan bangunan, and even kereta dan vehicles, motosikal dan sebagainya. All this registration, transfers, everything can be kept in a blockchain. And it's irreversible. That means very difficult for people to go and do fraud. Boleh tukar ini, like what is happening kan? Ada orang tanah, tiba-tiba tanah dia dijual oleh orang lain. You go to his own tanah, somebody development going on, like in Penang kan? There was a case, this lady from Hong Kong, dia beli tanah balik, there's some construction going on on the land. Go and look back, tanah dia sudah dijual. So these things cannot happen in blockchain technology. It is very chronologically, once it's safe, cannot be reversed. And every transaction is tracked block by block. Now, this is interesting of blockchain technology. Jadi it can keep a lot of any information. It can be even our IC, birth certificate, visa dan sebagainya. All can be done using blockchain technology. Yeah. So okay, I will just this is actually I will just pass this lah. Tadi ada cakap it actually solves the risk of, for example, imported and exported dan sebagainya. This is the current situation. Current situation dia ada importer bank dan exporter bank. Tapi dalam blockchain technology kita tak perlu benda ni lah. Kita tak perlu all these transactions. That's what I'm. So this is the normal transactions, but I will just bypass because we don't have much time kan, sampai Isya je ya. So if I can summarize, apa dia Bitcoin dengan ataupun cryptocurrency? It's actually a global money. Dia bukan wang of any country. Dia bukan ringgit, dia bukan dolar sebagainya. It's not issued by any government. It is a global money. It is actually an e-payment system and also a ledger at the same time. So it is a money and it is a payment system and it's also a ledger, macam accounting ledger. All three dalam satu. So that's what a cryptocurrency is all about, yeah. And it's not centrally issued, and no single administrator or regulator. Dia tak ada bank negara atau sebagainya untuk regulate, right? And it's a peer-to-peer system. That means antara peer-to-peer lah, tak ada government ataupun tak ada institusi yang akan menguruskannya, ya. And managed through collective transparency aja. This system is so transparent. It's managed through transparency of non-trusting agents. Jadi from non-transparent dia jadi transparent. I mean non-trusting, from non-trusting dia jadi transparency. So it's a very good system to introduce transparency. Baru-baru ni even our Prime Minister has been talking about transparency and accountability and efficiency kan. So blockchain is a very good system to introduce that actually. In America there are many other governments including Dubai, they are already using blockchain for that purpose. Yeah. So it's a direct transaction between users without intermediary like banks and other financial institutions. The direct transaction, tak ada pengantara, intermediary. And the transactions are verified by the network nodes, all the as I mentioned tadi. And the entire system is very, very secure because of that. Yeah. Then the currency is created by what? Bitcoin. How the Bitcoin come into being? Bitcoins are created through a reward mechanism called mining. So sophisticated mathematical problems need to be solved, and it gets more and more difficult lah. So when you provide the service to the system by verifying the transaction and finding the key, the system rewards the Bitcoin. So if people ask how the Bitcoin come into being, it is actually when you give a service. Compared to our ringgit hari ni kan, ringgit dengan sebagainya, it is just created. Kalau bank negara print dah jadi wang lah, ataupun electronically you create money. But here you can't create unless you give a service to the system. That's the difference. And the maximum number of Bitcoin is 21 juta aja. And it can be reached only in tahun 2142 lebih kurang. Dalam 100 tahun lagi baru the 21 million can be reached. That's the maximum Bitcoin, yeah. Okay. Now before this I'll come to this. And there's a brief introduction to cryptocurrency. Now let's look at apakah ciri-ciri wang dalam Islam, ya. Apa dia ciri-ciri wang dalam Islam? Now many scholars, whether conventional scholar ataupun pakar-pakar syariah, if you look into this thing, if you talk to them and find out this thing, inilah definisi dia. Money can be defined as an agreement within a community to use something as medium of exchange. Apa-apa pun itu. Anything the society agrees to use for trade, that is money. Jadi in Malaysia ni kita menggunakan ringgit ni. So ringgit tu wang lah. Whether it is Islamic money or not is another question. Tapi that is money. It is so once we have accepted something in the society as a medium of exchange, so then then the rules of sarf and riba will apply. So So, walaupun in my opinion, later I'll tell you, even the ringgit is not actually Sharia compliant money. It is not. I will. But once the society has accepted this as money, then the rules of asaf, riba, all will apply. It will apply to it because you're using it as money already, right? So, if you speak to most Sharia scholars, this is what they'll say. Generally, the scholars will allow anything used by people as money, it is acceptable. Jadi in hukum ini, if you notice in Islamic banking semua, money is a given thing. They're not going to question the money. They will only question the contracts. Only the contracts because I was the dean of Islamic banking and finance at UAE for many years. I was in UAE for 30 over years. 30 tahun lebih sebelum saya keluar lah. So gold, kalau kita ikut hadis Rasul sallallahu alaihi wasallam, you can see hadis yang mengatakan gold for gold, silver for silver, wheat for wheat, barley for barley, salt for salt, dates for dates. Semuanya mesti tukar on the spot, equal quantity. So these are all items used as money during the time, in history. So we can see why all these are money. Very soon I'll show why all these are actually money in Islam. Today we use paper currencies and coins, electronic money. Now the new electronic money is cryptocurrency. So the word crypto is simply a security. It's a cryptography which uses security to lock the thing. So it has been existing for some time. It's only that interestingly the cryptography and electronic money has been interestingly combined with blockchain. So it has become cryptocurrencies currently. But is there Islamic money? Is there something called Islamic money? Ada tak Islamic bicycle or Islamic apa-apa? No? Is there an Islamic car? Can we call Islamic money? So the question when you pose like this, for me I always go back and look at the maqasid al-Sharia, the objectives of Sharia. If there's something that can take us towards the attainment of the maqasid, then we call that Islamic. If it takes you away from the attainment of the maqasid, we say it is un-Islamic. So if you go and analyze the paper money system, electronic money system, actually it takes us away from the maqasid. Even the non-Muslim scholars are all now telling us we have to look into this monetary system. So it is the problem is that. So the present monetary system is actually an un-Islamic system in my opinion. So we have to address that. Otherwise you notice, we may think, okay, things are going okay like that. But people who look at it say it is the global system economy and the ecosystem is becoming unsustainable. To me, one of the most important thing is actually the population shrinking. That means Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is saying if you are indulging in riba, even your penduduk pun akan menjadi semakin kecil. It will become smaller. Can you all hear me? So the scholars are saying it will become even the population becomes smaller. Maybe I don't know why. Joking. All right. So boleh ya? Okay. Saya tak apa. Alright. Okay. So to me, the greatest threat of the riba system is actually the population. Kalau kita pergi tengok di Jepun, it is so pathetic, kesian. The number of children being born is so small. So when number of children being born so small, in the future there will be shortage of labor force. In every industry will face shortage of labor force, economy. Then number 2 is the aging problem. Masalah penuaan will be there. So Japan is trying to solve the problem by increasing robotics. They're increasing speeding up robotic. Jadi kalau kita pergi restoran dia banyak robot yang datang, serve ambil pinggan, bawa makanan semua tu robot. There's one hotel 100% run by robots. 100%. Receptionist dia pun robot. So that's how they think they can solve, but that's not solving the problem. After some time the population will just disappear. You see? So therefore, there is Islamic money. We need to address this issue. Now, functions of money in Islam, kalau kita lihat macam buku-buku yang ditulis oleh Profesor Adam Abdullah ni, The Islamic Currency, dia sebagai one is as a medium of exchange, as a unit of account, to store of value, standard of deferred payment, and also as a Sharia legal requirement. I will explain all this in a moment. Medium of exchange sebagai perantaraan untuk buy goods item. As a unit of account is to measure value. Macam kita katakan this is 100 ringgit. So the ringgit is actually valuing this item. So it's a unit of account. Store of value, artinya dia akan penyimpan nilai. Jadi you save it, jadi you boleh simpan untuk 2 tahun, 3 tahun, 10 tahun untuk gunakannya. So this kind of thing, and also is a Sharia legal requirement for zakat, payment of zakat, jizyah, kharaj, diat, sarikah dan sebagainya, mahar dan sebagainya. All uses the function of money, which is basically in this is gold and silver. But one of the most important function of money is actually as a store of value. That is the litmus test. Whether it is a good money dalam Sharia or not, is whether it is a store of value. So for example, this 1 ringgit ni, when I was small di Pulau Pinang in 1970s, it can buy for you 10 roti canai. Correct or not? Can it buy for you 10 roti canai hari ni tak? Dah 40 tahun 40-50 tahun. Can or not? If you're lucky, boleh dapat 1. If you're not lucky, you won't get anything, right? So that means it has not played the role of store of value well. It's not a store of value. Dalam 40 tahun nilai dia dah 90% nilai dia dah hilang. You see that? Tapi kalau if you look at gold, kalau macam gold dinar ni, waktu zaman Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam, 1 gold dinar adalah 4.25 gram emas, dia boleh beli seekor kambing atau biri-biri. Hari ini pun kalau kita ada dinar, boleh beli kambing atau biri-biri. 1400 tahun dia akan menyimpan nilai dia. Because 1 dinar now is lebih kurang 850 hingga 900 ringgit. So 850-900 ringgit kita boleh beli seekor kambing, betul tak? Correct? So you can still buy. So you notice this one within 40 years 90% nilai dia hilang. Tapi bila kita gunakan emas sebagai wang, 1400 tahun dia masih menyimpan nilai dia. That is the difference on it. So in Islamic monetary system, when you want to design any Islamic monetary system, dia kena ada dia punya reference material dia. The reference material is important to establish justice, keadilan. Islam adalah agama keadilan kan? So the reference material, apakah emas, apakah perak, apa-apa, the reference material must be there. So when the hadith of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam yang ni emas, gold for gold, silver for silver, wheat for wheat, barley, semua benda ni boleh dipakai sebagai reference material. It can be used as reference material, and therefore it can play the role of money and many other things. In Malaysia, even beras pun boleh digunakan. Tapi the for justice, the best metal is basically emas dan perak lah. Automatically emas dan perak akan naik jadi the best money in the system. So it is rising, it's coming back. If you notice, it is coming back again. Baru-baru ni negeri China, they launched the oil pricing, the benchmark for oil pricing in yuan backed by gold. Baru-baru ni. But it's not easy to do that. Anybody who wants to do that, you must have army to do that. Because there are people who don't like us to go back to gold. The global system, they don't like us to go back to gold. Because if orang Islam, Muslims go back to gold, we become extremely strong. We are large in number, and then everything we exchange, kita bagi benda kita, we will get something real for real. We will become extremely strong. So they will not allow you to go to gold, and you can only go back to gold if you have the strong army, right? So they will not. So if you see why? Because if you look at the dollar, for example, is the international currency. They can just create the dollar electronically, tak payah cetak pun. Electronically, they can create a dollar and they can come and buy your oil. They can buy your emas yang you baru ini mining. They can buy your palm oil. Just create out of nothing and they can just buy your items. That will make them extremely strong. So a lot of resources will accumulate, whoever controls global paper money or electronic money system. So if you say you want to go back to gold, they will not allow you. So there were people who tried. Saddam Hussein tried it, and Gaddafi also tried it. So you see what happened. So people say it is a weapon of mass destruction. Actually, they have no weapon of mass destruction. They were actually threatening the dollar. Right? So anybody who threatens the dollar, that's the fate. So China, to launch the gold-backed yuan for oil pricing, they have to actually show that they have military power. They use North Korea. If you read carefully, the North Korea shooting here and there is actually, in my opinion, is actually sending the message on behalf of China. All right? So once they show this thing and then they launch it, otherwise it will be a huge war. But I think there's going to be a war because if China goes on that, then the global power, superpower will now shift from America to China. So the monetary game, whoever controls money actually controls the global power. So Muslims, you are large in number, but we can actually, if you go back to the Sharia money of whatever is real, we will become extremely strong. Tapi it's not easy. Even if you ask me, should we do that in Malaysia? I would say no, because we don't have the army. Tun Mahathir last time tried it during the 1990s. When he knew this is the problem, he said to tell Petronas, sell the Petronas oil for gold. Then he got the warning from this thing and then it's all stopped already. So we cannot. But I am telling this, at least kurang-kurangnya kita faham lah apa dia money in Islam, so that what actually is needed from ini, yeah. So the store of value is important, yeah. So what is the criteria for good money? What is the criteria for good money? Even in conventional and Islamic, it is this. First, it must have nilai dia sendiri, we call in intrinsic value. Dia kena ada nilai dia sendiri. It must be divisible, boleh dipecah-pecah into nilai yang kecil. It must be homogeneous. Homogeneous means dia, how do I say homogeneous? Homogeneous ni sekiranya kita ada katakan a bar of gold. If you cut it into half, I don't have to ask you which half you want. Ini pun sama aja. It's called homogeneous, yeah. It must be durable, boleh tahan lama, mobile, easily to move about. Then rare and stable. Kalau dia ada 5 ini pun sudah bagus dah. It's a good money. So the commodities mentioned by the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, gold for gold, silver, wheat, barley dan sebagainya, all will fulfill this criteria of money. So anything that fulfills this thing, we can use that as money. Become something yang adil. You see? But when we use something is abstract, macam ni, if I say RM1, or then I'll ask what is a ringgit. So nobody can define what is a ringgit. It is just a piece of paper written there RM1. Apa dia RM1? It's just currency of Malaysia. What is a dollar? Or it's just currency of dollar. Tapi in 1971 and before that, a dollar got meaning. $35 is 1 ounce of gold. So you can actually bring the dollar to the Federal Reserve and change it for gold. So after the system collapsed in 1971, then the entire world there is no what do you call that, real money. So that's the reason why the whole world is in such a chaos economically and everything. Because from Islamic perspective and also from conventional perspective, there is no measure of value. Okay. Kita stop sekejap ya, Fazan ya.
أشهد أن لا
Boleh ya, mungkin sampai 10 minit lagi aja lah, just about 10 more minutes insyaAllah. Okay, so let me explain the 4 types of payment system that is possible in Islam. These 4 types ni, from my understanding of being in the monetary and studying, these are the 4 types I think is allowed from the Islamic perspective. Number 1, you have something you define as money, macam let's say like gold dinar ni, something real, use it as to buy things. Very straightforward. The one is very straightforward payment system. It's playing the role of medium of exchange. Number 2, you have a piece of paper or electronic record that represents the gold. So the gold can be the bank anywhere, like the gold standard, like in gold standard. So paper ni ataupun electronic will move as money. So anyone who wants to convert the paper can go to the bank and redeem it for this thing. That's number 2. So the paper or the electronic record can be moved as money. Number 3 is an IOU. So let's say I buy something from somebody, let's say one of you on credit. So katakan let's say a car or something lah, on credit. I say okay, I pay you 1 month later. So I will issue an IOU. I ambil kereta, I give you an IOU. So that IOU can actually move about in the economy as money. So if the IOU started from the sale of a good or services, then it can be used as money. Tapi if it is a loan, monetary loan, so if let's say I lend you money is being lent, and then I give a IOU, that IOU cannot be used as money dalam Sharia ni, because if you use that as money, it will create inflation in the system, because money will become double. When I lend you money, that money you will be using it in the economy, and this piece of paper also I use it as money in the economy, so it's double money. You see, so it will create inflation. Dari segi syarat tak boleh. Alright, so this is number 3. If it is created through trade credit, boleh. Then number 4 is netting system, what we call mukasa. That means it's just accounting aja. We buy and sell, then the system debit credit, then we net it off. Kita net off mukasa, then only we settle the difference. These are the four systems that So I actually, after being in the monetary this thing for long, I've actually, alhamdulillah, I've designed one system called iGens. iGens ni interest-free, gold-based, based on gold, electronic netting system. It's a mukasa system, based in electronic. They can actually solve a lot of the problems we are talking about. They're talking about. So I prefer the mukasa system. But these are the 4 systems that we can use from mining. And if you look at one, if anybody wants to understand the concept of riba, which I say is very important for Muslims to understand, because this is the only issue Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has threatened the believers with war in the Quran. Tak ada issue lain. There's only one issue that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala threatens the believers with, is the issue of riba. Jadi, I rasa kita orang Islam kena faham apa dia riba ni. And this book, written by Professor Nyazi ni, from the concept of riba in Islamic banking, is a very excellent book. He looks into classical scholars, bukan scholars sekarang, classical scholars, how did they derive the rules. And this is his conclusion. The truth is that if strict legal position of Islamic law is adopted, all transactions in paper currency, which is fiat money, will become invalid. You see? So then you will understand why, what I am talking about, why we have to really look into this and move. I'm not asking in the system to go back to carry gold and silver coins in your pocket. No, we can use the modern system of all the e-payment system, mobile payment system, all can be used. Like you see, the iGens is actually a mobile payment system, but it is based on gold. That is the thing that we are proposing, yeah? Modern but this thing to solve the issue. So look at the Bitcoin, just look at the Bitcoin characteristics or cryptocurrency here. Now Bitcoin now from 2010 to just from 2 million dah jadi 16 juta dah sekarang ni. So just remaining is only for 5 million more. Kalau tengok nilai dia dari 2009 dia bermula sampai 2013 almost less than $1. Suddenly it has gone to so high already. When I prepared this slide ni masa tu baru 6,000 6,500 USD. Lepas tu dia naik sampai 20,000 USD. Now it's come down already. So dia sekarang ni speculative. It's now being a item of speculation already, ya. Jadi volatility dia tinggi, tengok. Naik turun macam ni. Kalau wang dalam Islam ni nilai dia tak akan berubah macam ni. It must be as constant as possible. So from there you can see already, Bitcoin already is having problem from Islamic perspective. Satu nilai dia melambung sebab ini, and then nilai dia macam ni. So kalau kita compare dengan emas dengan Bitcoin, tengok harga emas macam ni aja, almost a straight line, but Bitcoin ni dia naik, dia turun kan, So if you compare Bitcoin cryptocurrency dengan gold, memang gold is the a real money lah. So if you look into does Bitcoin or cryptocurrency fulfill a good money criteria, tadi kan yang 7 kriteria ni, accepted, yes, it's accepted by people. Now thousands of businesses are accepting Bitcoin already. Even Microsoft pun accept Bitcoin. It's divisible because it's electronic money, it's homogeneous, it's durable because electronic record, mobile, very easy to transfer, mana-mana pun boleh transfer. It's in a way rare because it is rewarded by the system. 21 million is the maximum, but stable value, no, it's not a stable value. You see how it is fluctuating. Jadi it doesn't have these two characteristics to be a good money, the Bitcoin. So if you look into my way of defining money, I always do like this. One is whether it has intrinsic value, and one is the other is no intrinsic value. That means dia ada nilai dia sendiri dan tidak ada nilai. And the other side is it is accepted by the people and it's accepted because it's a legal tender. That means forced by the government. Jadi kita see these are 4 quadrant, 1, 2, 3, 4 ni. So macam-macam wang tengah dipakai, Our normal fiat currency is here. It has no intrinsic value, but it is a legal tender. So ringgit sekarang ni dia tak ada intrinsic value, tapi it is a legal tender. Jadi dia in the quadrant 4 lah. Cryptocurrency macam Bitcoin ni, dia di sini. It has no intrinsic value also, but people accept it as money. Correct, So therefore it is in this quadrant. So private virtual currencies, Bitcoin, all others are in this quadrant. But there is also cryptocurrency based on gold. Macam baru-baru ni they launched in Dubai. It's called 1 gram. So it's a cryptocurrency but backed by gold. They're becoming very powerful. So that one is having intrinsic value but also accepted on free will. Then there are many intrinsic value and also is a legal tender, macam sovereign dinar, the dinar of the past, dirham dan sebagainya ni, the gold standard, all these having intrinsic value but they also issued by the government. So if you ask any scholar, most Sharia scholars, they will say all 4, 1, 2, 3, 4 ni boleh. They take 1, 2, 3, 4 as money and then they look into the contracts only. But in my opinion, when the item has no intrinsic value, then there are the element of injustice embedded in it. Jadi dalam pandangan saya lah, Islamic money is number 1 dan number 3. Anybody who uses 1 and 3, it will bring a sustainable system yang adil and also sustainable and stable. So stable, sustainable dan just. 3 kinds of ini is the money in 1 and 3. Either we use cryptocurrency based on gold and things like that, ataupun real things like barley, salt, apa-apa yang Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam mentioned. ataupun based on gold tapi is a legal tender. It's fine. So in my opinion, it's our duty, Muslims, to do this. But it will take time because why? We don't have political power. So if you analyze it, I've analyzed it, it is historically, we can verify it historically justifiable. From Sharia perspective, justifiable. From economics, justifiable. Scientifically also justifiable. But not justifiable from politics. Politically not justifiable. Because we are not strong. So we still cannot do gold-based in Islamic unless we want to. So we have to wait until somebody like China and others become strong and they introduce gold-based. Because it's in the interest of China to actually introduce gold-based. Because they are hard-working people. Their economy is based on real work, bukan artificial numbers, you see. But when people's economy strength is based on artificial numbers, they wouldn't want you to change. That's the difference, yeah. Okay, the last one, because the Habib must say, I will want to go quickly to this one. Issues with Bitcoin, yeah. What are the issues with Bitcoin? Number satu is, nobody knows who is behind Bitcoin. Siapa yang actually created the software? Nobody knows. That one is for some people is a problem. But I think the person who did it, he put it on the open source because there is a reason. Because it is very dangerous for the person to reveal siapa yang buat. Because this system is going to disrupt a lot of things in the economy. So it is actually it's threatening. The technology is a threatening technology. Yeah. Then and we don't know what will happen. Anytime the system can just crash. What if after 20 years along the road the system probably crash? Nobody can do anything. You cannot go and complain to anybody. So if you lose your Bitcoin, you cannot go to the police station and make a report. I lost my Bitcoin. Well, police also cannot do anything, right? So these are the main issues. So Bitcoin is not real money. From my understanding, Islamic money that can contribute to the attainment of the maqasid al-Sharia has to be real money. It has to be real money. Then only you can achieve the maqasid al-Sharia. So what is it Bitcoin or cryptocurrencies? Currently, Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies are just a bubble. There is a speculative bubble. They will anytime just collapse and come down. Yeah. So it can, but the Bitcoin is designed to mimic gold, as though like it's gold. But actually it's not gold. Sistem dia seolah-olah dia emas, ya, tapi dia bukan emas. Tapi for gold-based cryptocurrencies, I support. But in America, like the Chicago Mercantile Exchange and the Chicago Board of Trade, they have already issued futures on Bitcoin. That means these are the markets where the commodity futures all are traded. The major commodity markets. They have already issued the Bitcoin futures in last December already, right? So Islamically, this thing. So what we Muslims we have to do is this like this. This is the fiat money we have. A cryptocurrency like Bitcoin is actually better than fiat currency because it is not fiat. It is created out of when you give a service, then it is created. Jadi di antara fiat dengan real. Bitcoin, cryptocurrencies are di antara fiat dengan real, yeah. So it's better than that. So cryptocurrency with gold equivalent. So if I say one cryptocurrency is equivalent to so much of gold, katakan, then it will become even a better currency. But if I say it's a gold-backed currency, cryptocurrency, when I say gold-backed, that means I can use the cryptocurrency, go to a center and redeem it for gold. If it's redeemable, then it becomes a higher type of cryptocurrency. But what I visualize is, because everyone nowadays we are using a mobile phone payment system. So gold-backed cryptocurrencies and payment systems with netting facilities, the Mukasa system, I think they are the best form of money for this age. So the one I mentioned to you, the agents, the agent system, it is not based on cryptography. It's not blockchain. But if you design the whole thing using blockchain, that will be wonderful because blockchain is a highly secure system, yeah. So let's see who will do it. Maybe one of you, inshallah, will be go up the ladder and get the prize. Who do the gold-backed cryptocurrency with netting facilities. But what I would like to see immediately is these are the things that we can use blockchain for. Blockchain, yeah. One is introduce 100% government issued electronic money. Because gold back, as I said, politically it is not viable. Tapi we can introduce, the government can introduce cryptocurrency itself. If you go for 100% cryptocurrency, that means there's no more paper money, then transparency and accountability will increase. You give RM1, sedekah pun is recorded in the system. RM1 sedekah pun recorded. That means nak buat corruption, bribery, all this very difficult to do. Tax evasion also difficult. Tak boleh lari dari cukai. So if the government were to do this 100% electronic money, then you can even actually reduce the tax rate. Income dia akan ganda 2-3 kali ganda nanti. Pendapatan dia. And all the asset registry, macam rumah, kereta dan sebagainya, tanah dan sebagainya, use this system. So that all transactions are so transparent, it's very difficult for people to manipulate inside the records, the land title dan sebagainya. Then for financial management, especially for procurement, government procurement dan sebagainya, supply chain management, smart contracts. You see, for example, buying and selling rumah, if you ask, there's one real estate company was saying, dia biasanya ambil about 3 months to 6 months to finish one transaction, to jual beli rumah ni. Dalam blockchain system, dia perlukan berapa jam aja, 2-3 hours, everything is done. So they're all moving, everyone is moving to this blockchain technology because of that. Yeah. So trademarks, copyright, patents dan sebagainya. And even for government issued documents like birth certificate, IC, passport dan sebagainya, you can use the blockchain technology. So the blockchain technology is actually very good for governments, for transactions, for transparency, accountability and efficiency. Transferring money to one place is very cheap. But to use it as money, fiat money, like what we see, Bitcoin and others, the one I think Islamically is not justifiable. But Bitcoin backed by gold, yes. So I will end this thing. Wallahu alam bisawab. If you have any question with this thing, because already 9 o'clock already. And then terima kasih lah. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.